Okay, in this video we're just going to be looking at how to open up and create a very simple patch. So if you looked at the previous video, it was shown how to, we have this PD window which comes up, and now if we want, PD is based upon patch files. So to create one, we go up to File, and then we do New, and this opens up our patch file here, which is called Untitled 2. You've got your usual standard things. If we want to save this patch, we click on Save, and we'll call this my patch. Spell it right, and then save that somewhere on your hard drive. So you'll notice straight away that in the PD window it's basically showing you where and name of that patch. So it gives you a bit of information about what's actually going on. So I got this patch here, and in PD we really want this to sort of start doing something. So if we have a look at this put menu, so if I click on my patch PD and then click on the put, this allows us to insert objects, messages and various sort of things into our actual patch. So the way it works, if you click on your patch and then do put, and then we will put an object. So select put object, and then that changes what happens with the mouse. So if I click on this, we'll click this down there, and then what I need to do is type in the name of the object that I want to create. So in this case, we are just doing a print object. So if I type the name in of the object and then press return or click elsewhere, we will see that it's actually created this object which has got one input and no outputs. If I was to make a mistake, maybe the wrong name of an object, and then I clicked outside of that, it comes up with a different sized box. So there's no inputs and outputs, and if you look on your PD window, it's basically saying couldn't create, it doesn't know what this object actually is, and that's because I've made a spelling mistake there. So if I correct that and then click in the window, I've corrected this error now. If you want to delete any messages in there, we can go up to Edit and then Clear Console. And we can also use a font to change the size of the text that actually comes in there, so you can make it bigger or better. So for this patch, I'm going to then put in a message, and my message will just say good morning, and then click anywhere. Now you'll notice the message has this sort of shape on its end, and an object is square. So there are various different things we can actually put: numbers, a symbol, comments. But the main thing that we'll be using will be objects, messages and numbers. So we have this message, which is basically a 2 words, good morning, and what we need to do is connect that up by a cable or patch wire to the print object. So now this object is connected to this print object, and what will happen is when I press click on the good morning, when I've got out of edit mode, that will send whatever text is in there into our print object. And what essentially this does, this prints some text onto the screen. So to get this out of edit mode, if we go to click on edit mode there, and you'll notice we don't get the finger anymore pointing up. And now if I click on this message object, what it does is it sends the text through this cable to our print object. So you'll see that this is printed good morning onto our PD window. So if I wanted to go back and edit this, if we go to edit and then edit mode, we get this little sort of hand thinker again. We can change the text what's in here and do something like this. Click in the window and then take it out of edit mode, and now when I click on that message, this text is sent to the print, and then that print object types that onto the screen. So print's kind of useful for kind of giving you debugging advice on your program. So we've shown you there how to create a patch, save a patch, and then we've got a message and the print object, and then we've put it into out of edit mode and then enable us to sort of run these two.